Hello, dear tutor and classmates. Today I'm going to explain about the IELTS exam for people who live in Colombia. So the first of all, I just go to Google and this is it's in Spanish, but it's the official um, page, iltscolombia.com, the subscription and how much you can find the information about the how much you had to pay, and you can take practices online about the exam, what is the all the skills and how it's going to be divided in all the during the test. So according to the questions, what is the purpose of the exam? So the main purpose for this exam is to determine people's ability, of course, how they are in the English level they are for read, writing, and speak in English. And also, this exam establishes someone's ability to listen to spoken English. So that is a pretty good exam, and they have that is like an international house, Barcelona, for Spanish also for teachers. So now is recognizing we know more about it than TOEFL or the Cambridge exam, but this exam is pretty good. It's international also, and it's allowed for all the students who wants to study in university or for work, or they want to migrate, no, just migration purposes. So this exam is for people like wants to continue, or they are thinking and move to another country where the people speak English. Sorry. So the third question about what is the main goal of the exam? So the IELTS exam is to test the candidate's ability of handling English language who wants to study or work in a country again where English is the language of communication. And the IELTS result is also necessary for the immigration purposes. So we can just check the page here. If you are in Colombia, they have in different countries also, Canada, Alemania, Germany. So in this page you go to iltscolombia.com. You can fill the inscriptions. So you have to fill it out here in your name, your last name, the email, the phone number, the city, and where are you looking for, Bogota or Medellin, and the date of the exam and the course you are applying for. So, for example, the academic or the general training, they have two kind of exams. Here you can see the logo, the international house. Sorry, it's from Barcelona, from Spain. So you had to fill it out and you had to inscribe here. Okay, so here you can find more information in your Google. You can find how can you register for the exam on the computer, or you can also make it in paper. In oh, they have registered for the exam the IELTS UKVI. So they explain here what you want to present this exam in the computer. So here say the You can present your exam in Bogota and Chico. They had a new sede in in paper. You can go to the 10 centers. They have Barranquilla, Bogotá, Bucaramanga, Cali, Cartagena, Cúcuta, Ibagué, Manizales, Medellín, Pasto, Pereira, and Villavicencio. They have also sedes in Ecuador, in Panama. So you can find here the cost in pesos, in Colombian pesos. So let's continue with the questions. So, what are the most significant characteristics of the exam? You can choose between the academic or the general training. All candidates do the same listening and speaking sessions. The test has 4 sessions. So, for the listening part, you have 4 sessions with 40 questions in 30 minutes. For the speaking, you need to take an interview, it's just 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes. So for the reading, and they have a different depending on the is it is the academic or the general training. So you have 3 sessions with 40 questions, 60 minutes. The writing different, the same for the academic or the general training. So they are 2 pieces of writing in 60 minutes. What are the skills that are evaluated through this exam? So the IELTS evaluated the 4 skills: the listening and speaking, writing and reading. So a clear and wide explanation about the type of questions the exam has and what the score is if you can get in the lowest score and the highest one. So the explanation about these possible results. The IELTS is a paper or pencil examination in which you answer and fill in by hand. So each section of the exam contain a variety of exercises and questions types. The IELTS listening session, for example, is the same for the academic and the general training test, includes 4 sessions of 10 questions each. So total sessions timing is 30 minutes and the students are allowed an additional 10 minutes to fill out their answer sheets. Each section of questions is based on a recorded listening passage that will be played only once. Each listening passage is unique in terms of the topic and number of speakers. The first 2 passages are on the topics of the general interest, with one conversation and one monologue. The second pair of passages concern academic subjects, also with a conversation such as student discussion, and a monologue such as a lecture. Test takers should expect several types of questions, including charts, completion, multiple choice, short answers, sentence completion, and leveling of the diagram, a classification, and matching. So for the speaking, is the same for both the general or the academic. Is the interview is recording for later assessment. The speaking paper has a 3-part structure that lasts for the total of 11 to 40 minutes in each part. 4 or 5 minutes. Students answer questions on topic in which they are familiar, such as current events, hobbies, or preferences. During part 2, in the 3 or 4 minutes, students must discuss a topic covered in a provided booklet, and they are given approximately 1 minute to prepare the discussion. So for the tests, they have their own reading paper. The main difference between the two is the subject and the reading passages. The scores are evaluated by one to between 1 and 9. Half scores such as 6.5 are possible. Some universities often demand an IELTS score of 6 or 7. They may also demand a minimum score in each of the four sessions.